Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name's Ella, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, thank you very much. I'm almost at 500 subscribers, yay! And today's video is a bit of a crappy one, not gonna lie. I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit, vent, about something that I've been going through recently, that I almost constantly go through really, but it's just been a bit worse recently, which is my kidney disease. I'm just going to do a very brief little background story, just that you can get an idea of what is going on. So when I was 13, I was rushed to hospital in severe pain. And the doctors were a bit baffled, to be honest. They said I've got over 8 kidney stones on each side, both my left and my right kidney. And from that point on, I was introduced to hospitals and the NHS, which has, 1, saved my life, but 2, been a little bit of a pain. And I don't want to slander the NHS in any way, because I don't think I would be here without them. But at the same time, I've had a lot of just very slow, not been taken seriously, ridiculously long waiting lists, which has led to more suffering on my end. So they found out I had loads of kidney stones causing all these problems, and then they booked me an appointment for the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital in 3 months' time. At this point, I just want to tell you, I was weeing pure blood. There was hardly any actual urine in my wee, it was thick blood that I was weeing, and they wanted to make me wait for 3 months. Also, I was in agony, bedbound in pain. And so my mum took me home, waited for another week, and then my mum was like, this is ridiculous. She took me into to Great Ormond Street, and I was under the operating table that same day. I think we went in the evening, and by the morning I'd had an operation to remove kidney stones completely blocking my right kidney, which meant I had severe infection, and it was not working properly. From that point on, I could go so much more in depth in this. Let me know if anybody's interested in these story times. But from that point on, I was in chronic pain with kidney stones from the age of 13 to 16. I had 7 operations. I won't go into detail about that, but obviously it was a really crap time of my life. And then when I turned 17, my pains had settled down. I'd had so many operations that had removed a lot of the stones that were causing the pain. And so I had from 17 to 20 completely pain-free. So as you can imagine, that was really, really great. And I really appreciated, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. And I had my childhood not in any pain, but having weird symptoms that I just thought was normal. Again, I won't go into it. And then my early teenage years were just horrific. And so from 17 to 20, I was pain-free. And then 2021, I started getting pain again. I was under my consultants the whole time. For anyone who's in London, I go to UCLH and Royal Free. Royal Free does my investigation sides of things, and UCLH does the practical operation side of things. And from that point on, from the age of 20, I'm now 26, I've been in pain more than I've not been in pain. So I've pretty much been in chronic pain with kidney stones from the age of 20. I've now had 12 operations, 11 or 12. I've completely lost track. I think it's 12. And the last time I was in hospital was really traumatic. They left me for too long. I developed sepsis. I needed a nephrostomy, which there are videos on. I'll link one above about my experience getting a nephrostomy. It was just a temporary nephrostomy. And I was very, very ill. That was to operate on my left side. So I have problems with both my left and my right side. My left kidney is a little bit better than my right, but both of the sides still get pain. And so I've realised recently, because I've been very down, because I've been in a lot of pain since my last operation, which was in March 2020, right at the prime time of the Pani D, which is why I think they left it too long and I got sepsis and it went really, really way worse than it should have. It was just really bad timing. And I was out of pain for maybe a couple of months after that. And then I think in like June 2020, I started getting pain again. I was booked in. I had a CT scan. I've currently got 2 kidney stones on my right hand side, 3 millimeters and 5 millimeters. The 3 millimeter one could pass. The 5 millimeter one is unlikely to pass, is more likely to get stuck, knowing my history of my stones just getting stuck. And that's just what they could see on the scan back in June. They booked me in for a operation in March. My consultant was like, so we could do 2 things. We can either book you in now, even though, you know, the pain is kind of manageable, it's on and off, but we can book you in, or you can wait until the pain gets really bad and go to A&E. I was like, obviously, I'd rather book the operation in rather than waiting until I'm at sepsis level again. To me, that was a bit obvious. So I was like, right, yeah, let's book this operation in. Let's stop it in its tracks. Let's do more of a preventative operation this time rather than a, oh shit, we have to do this operation today kind of operation, which is what pretty much all of my other operations have been, because the operations that they book get pushed back and back and back. And by the time the operation is supposed to have happened, I've already been to A&E because the pains got so bad, or the stones got stuck or whatever. Booked it in for March, didn't hear anything, still haven't heard anything. Contacted my other hospital and asked them to book me in for a CT and an operation, because just can't get in contact with my doctor at UCLH, the doctor that I've seen since I was 13, the doctor that has always done my operations, just terrible at getting back to me or having any sort of communication, whereas Royal Free have been a lot better in that way. So I had another CT scan. Another thing that I'm worried about is the fact that I'm 26 and I've had, I'm gonna say like 25, 20 CT scans. That's an awful lot of radiation for someone who's just 26. So, but unfortunately that's the only way that they can see the stones. Ultrasound doesn't cut it. And so I've also been like a little bit worried about just all the other negative effects that this illness is having on me. And so I had another CT scan. I've got another operation in a month's time, but I'm currently just in constant pain. Constant. I've been in constant pain for the past year. And the problem when you're in constant pain is you forget what it's like to not be in pain. And so someone will be like, my family, whoever, how have your kidneys been? Oh yeah, they're all right. Like, but then like when I think about it, no, they're not. That I'm in constant pain with them. It's just at a level that my tolerance is built up to be able to handle. And then sometimes the pain is way worse. Sometimes the pain is way better. Either way, it's constant. And I'm just over it. I'm so over it. And there's nothing I can do. I can go and sit in A&E, maybe, and then they can look at my CT and be like, oh yeah, you do have 2 stones, let's remove those. But more likely they will look at me and I'll be sat here like this. Right now I'm in a lot of pain. Can you tell? No, because I don't show pain how other people do, or I don't know, how the hell are you supposed to show pain? People expect you to roll around the floor and be screaming and shouting if you're in pain. I don't have the energy for that. Imagine if I did that every day of my life. That's not a good way for me to be managing my chronic pain. And so there's been so many times where I've gone into A&E and I've been told, well, you don't look like you're in pain. Are you sure you're in pain? Oh, that's not really where kidney pain is. Rate your pain on a scale of 1 to 10, which I think is the most ridiculous question ever, because my 5 is somebody else's 10. It shows you nothing. I've been, I was in hospital about to go in for my nephrostomy. My whole kidney blocked up, full on infection, hot and cold sweats, can't walk, and I would never rate my pain a 10, because to me, like, 10 is dying or something, I don't know. Whereas somebody else would, it doesn't show you anything, that measuring scale. And so right now I'm just dealing with the fact that I am living in constant pain, and the pain could be prevented if I had an operation to remove what was causing the pain. That's even worse. This is like, if I went in for an operation and got these stones removed, I wouldn't be in pain anymore, for a little bit at least. But I can't pay private, it's too expensive, so I rely on the NHS, and it's also slow because of the times right now that I'm just waiting. And yeah, I just wanted to come on and talk about it because I like making videos that other people can relate to, and I know not everyone can relate to this, but a lot of people suffer with invisible illnesses, and just because I'm going about my daily life and stuff, it's just got to the point right now, like I've had 2 days in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, where the pain has been so bad that I can't get out of bed. I'm taking like old morphine tablets that I've got here. It's just ridiculous. The majority of the rest of the time I don't take any painkillers for my pain, because I try and not, just so that my tolerance is higher for when I really, really, really need them. But sometimes the pain is so bad that even the strongest painkillers don't even take the edge off of it. And yeah, kidney stone pain. Please, if you are like watching this video because you've had kidney stones before, comment down below your experience, because I'm fascinated to know, because I've dealt with it since I was 13. It's the worst pain. My mum's had 3 kids. She said it's worse than any of her labours. She recently had a kidney stone. It's tough, and I think I would probably do better if I wasn't used to this pain and it suddenly come on, and then I went to A&E looking like I'm in agony, and then it would get fixed. But because it's a continuous thing, my kidneys constantly make kidney stones, like all the time. The pain just kind of blends into normal life in a way that I don't think about it as much as if it was like no pain to pain. But it's also really exhausting just being in pain constantly. Even if I'm not thinking about it, all I have to do is, focus my thoughts or energy and think, how are my kidneys feeling? And I'm like, ow, they hurt. I don't think it's good for me to just be blocking that shit out all the time, which is what I'm trying to do. But obviously I can only do that when it's at a level where I can block out the pain. Otherwise it's just like, just feel really helpless and a bit sad about it, really. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk, really. A couple of things I do to help with my kidney pain. I have a hot bath. Really, really helps, actually. With lots of like bath salts and kind of just pamper myself. A hot water bottle. Heat in general just really, really helps relax. If I'm in so much pain that I'm tensing my stomach and stuff, it just helps relax me. Then obviously painkillers. CBD oil does really help as well. Just helps calm me. Painkillers, I just try and take the usual ones unless the pain is crazy, in which case I'll end up taking codeine, sometimes even morphine. But if the pain is bad, I take paracetamol. Buscopan is the best one for these sorts of spasmy pains. What else? I used to use a TENS machine. Might look into getting another one of those because I remember it used to help. But yeah, just taking it easy. Sometimes exercise helps a little bit as well. Like the other day, I was in a lot of pain and I went for a run and I felt really good. And I also felt like a badass bitch because I was like, anyone else would be in hospital with this pain. I'm going for a jog. Like I don't even like jogging that much, but I'm going for a jog. That is some strength that I gave myself a bit of credit for there. But light exercise like stretching, yoga, so easier said than done because when I'm in pain, I don't feel like doing any of this shit. What else? Massages. If you've got someone to like rub your back, rub some like oils or heat, get that like deep heat or whatever into your back, that can help. But yeah, all of this, I do as much as I can to help the pain, but I think it gets to a point when you've been in pain for like pretty much a year kind of solidly that I'm losing the ability to be able to handle it as well as I can if I'm in pain for just a couple of weeks, which I think is understandable. But yeah, wish me luck. I hope I've got a hospital appointment on the 22nd of June to discuss my CT scan, but then I probably won't have another operation booked now because the other one didn't happen until they can get me in, which could be 4 or 5 months. And if that is the case, I might just try and I might have to go to A&E if the pain carries on like this, because the last thing that I want is for me to leave it. My pain tolerance is so high. Leave it until it gets to the point where I'm like, oh my God, I cannot move. Go to A&E, them tell me your whole kidney is blocked, then them tell me you've got sepsis, and then them tell me you need a nephrostomy because you've got such bad infection. Like, that's what happened last time. I can't let it get to that. Probably partly my fault for just leaving it for so long, but the idea of going and sitting in A&E isn't very appealing, so obviously I don't want to do that. But also I do need to take it into my own hands if I feel like I know there's something there, so I should probably might try emailing my doctor, see what he says, the one that actually replies. But yeah, this is a little bit of a different video, just a little bit of an insight into life with chronic pain, kidney stones, chronic kidney disease. They don't know what it is. It's been 13 years, they still haven't diagnosed me, by the way. So that's why I'm not naming the kidney disease, because I don't fucking know. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. If you're not in pain and you've watched this whole video, thanks for watching. And also, just appreciate it. I know I'll be appreciating not being in pain when I'm back out of pain. Try and appreciate not being in pain when you're not in pain, and maybe you'll never be in chronic pain, I hope. Just appreciate the little things in life, like waking up and not being in pain. You know, it's so simple. So simple, such a simple thing to appreciate, but it's one thing that most people that are not in pain can do. Appreciate that. And likewise, I appreciate when my pain is better, when I'm not even noticing my pain, the days where I don't even feel it, and also just the fact that I can still do stuff with my pain. I can still go for a run, I can still have a glass of wine. I often use that as a coping mechanism, but yeah, you know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, which will be a little bit more of a cheery one. I'm going to introduce you to my cat properly. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely weekend, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.